Hey there, thanks for tuning. If you're new to my channel, I want to say thanks for stopping by. This is probably going to be my first color story time, and it's not scripted. It's just more of just seeing how it goes, because I've seen people on YouTube create story times, and I thought, it'd be nice to do one. And especially with the topic that I decided to go with, which is, excuse me, having an artist block and how I cope with it. Now, before I begin with this topic, I just like to briefly introduce myself. My name's Janet. I'm a queer artist. Most of my art revolves around fan art and punk influences. If you'd like to know more about me, just give me a follow on my Instagram. I'll link it below in the description, and oh, Twitter too, by the way. And other than that, let's begin with the subject. So anyway, this is having an artist block and how I cope with it. So when it comes to this topic, it's normally a topic that I don't like to talk about. It's a topic that I, in a way, feel embarrassed that I'm having an artist block. So I've tried to find things that will make me feel like I'm productive and, I still have art around, which is, in a way, like, kind of pretty shallow if you think about it. Because we all have artist blocks, it's nothing to be embarrassed. But sometimes, when, for instance, you follow other artists and you see them like creating art like at a given like day, like almost, every day you tune in, there's a new piece of art, and you're just amazed by that, and at the same time, it in a way makes you jealous because you're like, okay, they're creating more art while I'm over here like working at this piece that I've spent almost 2 to 3 days, and I'm looking to upload it, and you know you're seeing their following, and you know stuff like that. It's like it gives, I don't know about you guys, but when I see content or scenarios like that, I tend to have like my anxiety pretty high. I begin to like panic, having these stupid mini heart attacks like, oh no, they're making more art than I am. I look up to them, but if I want to be like them, I have to like, no, 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 no. But what I just said. If I want to be like them. Now, the word alone, that's something that, if anything, I shouldn't have said, because you don't want to be like them. You want to be influenced by them, inspired by them, but at the same time, you be proud of what you make so that other people can look at your art and say, I want to be like them. And it's something that I noticed that a lot of beginner artists, such as myself and others, tend to feel like they're not good enough, and so they'll enter this sad hole, which is, well, I call it sad, but really it's not sad. I'm sorry, I take back my words. Again, none of this is scripted. I'm just, this is my opinion. Please don't be offended. But, uh, you know, like as I was saying, having this sad hole of having an artist block. But if anything, there's nothing sad about it. To some, and myself at one point, I thought having an artist block was like the worst feeling in the world. It was sort of like, um, if I can think about it, it was sort of like, just going to a buffet and just like getting as much food as you want, knowing that you're not gonna finish it, and you're just feeling guilty. So I don't know if that was a good comparison or not. Sorry, guys. It's like 2:30 in the morning, but my mind's not really there, so I'm just kind of like winging it as I'm speaking. But yeah, like I said, so you're just feeling guilty. That's the word, guilty. Bad comparison. I'm not sure why I mentioned buffet. Look, if you go to buffets and you get a lot of food and you actually eat it, I appreciate that. But if you don't, try to change that habit. But anyway, like I mentioned before, I'm not trying to change you guys. Y'all do what y'all want to do. See, I don't know where my mind's going. 2:30 a.m. Unscripted talks. Yeah, those are scary. Sorry. Anyway, the point was, so whenever I have these artist blocks, I tend to feel like I'm being lazy. I feel like I'm not being productive, and in a weird way, I tend to have these stupid imaginary thoughts that, oh, my followers will be aware of, like, me not creating any content, or, such and such, or they're seeing me post things that have nothing to do of what I stand for and such. So, excuse me. And so I will lose followers, and no one will look at my stuff anymore. And so you start developing these stupid ideas. At least that's me. Like, I develop these stupid ideas. And it's something that I'm not very proud of. And so the question through all this stupidity that I just mentioned before is just coming to realize that, hey, it's okay if you have an artist block. Like, don't be ashamed. Because as much as you guys don't know, well, I mean, y'all know. Again. Well, anyway, it's okay to have an artist block. That's the point. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I don't know how many people go through it, but I want to say it's quite often because, you know, it's work that you're putting out there. It's a skill that you're making. You're creating an art that, many don't see. Many are inspired, or they have seen, but it's something new, or it's something, that's like, you're just making something that stands for who you are and what you represent, or what you love, or what are inspired by. And, if you don't make that content as much as you like to, it's okay. At least I have to tell myself that it's okay. And so, like, if you're ever, down and want to, like, post pictures of, like, for instance, I have a cat, and sometimes I want to post pictures of my cat, but I think, like, oh, if I post way too many pictures of my cat, people are gonna be like, okay, what is this, a cat vlog or a cat account? Like, I wasn't here for this. Like, who cares? Like, just do what makes you happy. If you need a day or two or a week off, take that day or two or a week off. But in regards to me talking about myself, um, as much as you guys don't know, I'm actually the type of person that looks out more for others than themselves. And that's actually something that I really need to work on, because I am proud of the work I put out there, but at the same time, I tend to, like, not focus too much on myself, because I tend to feel selfish. I tend to feel like if I don't, if I actually, I'm sorry, if I actually talk about myself more than, others, I will be a very selfish person. And so it's stupid having that mindset. I mean, you have to be selfish, especially like with your art, because you're putting your name out there and you want people to know who you are. And I mean, but in my opinion, I feel like it needs to be like 50-50, where be selfish, but at the same time, learn to appreciate others and learn from that's my story, which is basically when it comes to having an artist block, it's okay to have them. Look for things that inspire you. You know, if you need to binge watch an anime or a show or a cooking show, watch it because you never know. Maybe your next piece, you might reflect on, that color, and that color can represent the last episode you saw, or, the detail you added. It could represent on something that inspired you, or, you never know. Life is just very interesting. You are talented, you are gifted. So take these breaks because you'll see these breaks are going to be so rewarding that the next time you pick up that pencil, you're just going to be creating these epic pieces and you're just going to feel great. And if they don't turn out epic, hey, at least you made something, right? So take these artist breaks and you do you. Also, thanks for tuning in. Have a nice day.